Man, I try to tell my wife. They follow me home. I'm not going out of my way for them. And she don't care because she's still mad. Hey everybody, welcome back. Uh, we got ourselves another mower. This one followed me home for free. And free is my favorite price of all. This is a Cub Cadet model 2146. I know some of y'all hate me holding my camera here, but too bad. This is the easiest way of dealing with this. Basically, got it off my neighbor. Battery died over the winter. It's really weak, and he just doesn't want to mess with it anymore. He's had it for a year or two, and he hasn't really done anything to it. I don't think the engine oil has ever been changed. This model in particular is kind of in between a lawn riding lawnmower and a or garden tractor. It's not as heavy duty as a full-on lawn tractor, but it is more heavy duty than the former. So basically, what sets these apart? Uh, Engines usually are good engines. This is a drive shaft motor, not a belt-driven motor or transmission. The transmission is serviceable. Takes 6 quart of Cub Cadet Hydro Drive or equivalent, and it even has a filter on it. Uh, and on top of that, you can get different attachments for it. It has a front-driven PTO. You can get a snowblower attachment, dozer blade attachment, all sorts of different things. You can even get attachments for running like aerators and tillers for these. This one's pretty much the base model. It has a 38-inch deck, and this is a Linamar Liminal motor, which is basically a Kubota single cylinder. And if you followed me at all, you know I love Kubota. I worked on farm equipment before, and I've worked on construction equipment now, and I deal with a lot with Kubota motors. I love their single cylinder, 2-cylinder, 3-cylinder, and 4-cylinder diesel motors. Everybody uses them for a reason. Everybody uses their 3-cylinder, 4-cylinder in all sorts of different machines. And there's a good reason for that. They're good motors. And these are known as pretty good motors in themselves. This machine currently has 342 hours on it. Ain't no too bad. Don't mind the dog barking right now. Oil filter down there. Unfortunately, it is a Fram filter. I hate Fram filters. There's the battery. Battery is hooked up backwards. I'm taking a wild guess. Whoever changed the battery out last got the wrong battery and said screw it. Everything turned on. Some machines will do that. They will still turn on and still work. I don't know why it shouldn't. It should burn out the stator. Whatever. I'll get the right battery in there, put it in, install it the correct way. Another cool thing about these have a quick disconnect deck. This thing needs a solid washing and paint. I don't want the deck rusting out. This is going to be my replacement mower for my Husqvarna that's starting to get a little bit tired. This did come with a bagger attachment without the bags, which I'm just going to get rid of because I don't bag my grass. And I say grass very loosely because it's mostly crabgrass, weeds, and whatnot. But everything's there for it, minus the bag. So these tubes usually get destroyed. I'm gonna probably put it up for sale, get rid of the brackets on here, and sell it because I'm not gonna use it. Somebody else is gonna need it. Here's the back brace on here. And there's the dipstick for if you want it. Probably not. Yeah, there's so much dirt packed in there. I'm gonna need to wash this mower. I mean, stuff caught underneath there in the axle. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this bagger attachment off of here, get rid of it, put it up for sale, reclaim some costs I'm gonna have to put into this mower. And then I'm going to take the panels off here. These panels do come off. There's a wing nuts here, and they pop right off on either side. And I'm going to give the mower a good washing. From there, I'm going to do a fluid change the engine oil, change the transmission oil because it probably has never been changed, and grease up the deck and all the other associated points. I'm going to get this deck off too. But first things first, let's get to the bagger attachment here, and let's get that off of there. And here's some other stuff I forgot to mention. The original books that came with the mower when it was bought. 2 new blades, which the blades on that mower are worn out. New blade belt, so why not change it? Extra craptastic frame filter. We'll throw that in the garbage. A couple extra pulleys. They don't look new, but the bearings are not sloppy, so when I take the deck off there, I'll see how the pulleys on there. There might be a reason why. Now look at that. Another craptastic frame filter. 2 brand new air filters. And yeah, this mower's still here. So I gotta finish this up too. And a new PTO clutch, brand new clutch. I actually have this one running. When I jump it, it runs just fine, and the mower works just fine. So that's gonna go on a shelf. Yep, that's gonna go on a shelf, along with the extra parts here. So let's start. Get this off of here. The nice thing about these mowers, they got the quick change decks on here, it is really easy to step up to a bigger deck. So even though this is a 38-inch cut deck, I can hopefully find one of these with a blown motor, blown transmission, whatever, just destroyed. If the deck's in good shape, and they came with 38, 42, 46, and I think 54-inch cut decks. So if I can find one of them decks, I am gold. So let me get the camera onto a tripod. We'll get the rest of this off of here. Okay, so we undid the strap, and if I recall, this is it. And okay, that just comes right off. Okay, usually they just kind of slot in the set boy. All right, put this off to the side. And let me move the camera here. Whoops. Alright. Alright, cool. Yep. That wasn't awkward at all. And this just slides into a bracket here. Alright, you go off to the side too. Alright, now this one. Let's take the camera off the tripod there again. There we go. And it looks like this one just uses simple bolts. And then we can take the bracket off and get rid of it. And then, like I said, I'm going to put it up for sale. And hopefully somebody can make better use of it than I can. So let me go get my wrench and we'll get this off of here. Okay, these should be 1/2 inch. If I can get on there's not much room. Not much room at all. Ow. Yeah, interesting little mower in itself though, not gonna lie. Being what it is. It's being an in-between of what people really want is everybody wants a lawn tractor. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's see if I can get it better. Ah, yes, that is fantastic. That hurt oh so much. That was a dumb move. You think I'd know better by this point? Matter of fact, I could probably get a nice extension in there. Now I'm not going to take this all the way out yet. I'm going to leave it loose on here. Hopefully finger loose. That way it doesn't fall down. Like it doesn't droop on one side. I'm not sure how heavy this bracket is, but I'm sure it's kind of heavy. we go. Do the other side. And there we go. Alright, let's see if we can do this again. Maybe not smash my hands. That'd be kind of cool. I really should have just broke out my air ratchet for this. This is the kind of stuff that's made for. There we go. And last verse, same as the first. Alright, this one again. Oh, wrong way, McGee. Nope, that's not wrong way, McGee. What the heck? Alright, I'm going to get this last one over here. Oh, cool. That carries the whole plate through. Which means... let's get all this out of here while we're here. Alright. Cool. Learned something new. Honestly, leaving this back plate off won't be a bad idea, because then I could just power wash all this a lot easier. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So, let's put these bolts back in place. I did not see that coming though. I thought this was boxed in like some of the other ones. Alright, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to leave this off. And that way I can power wash this easier. And yeah, obviously there's a better view of the dipstick, because I tried to clean out around the best I could before I checked the oil level, which was kind of low. So, alright, we're going to work on getting this deck off next. That way we can get this out the door and get it washed. So, time for the power of magic. Sorry about that. There we go, that's one. Yeah, like I said, God knows how long the last time this has been apart. There we go. Alright, that should be it. I should be able to shift it forward. Side to side. Yeah, this will be the fun part, actually. You gotta shift it forward to get that bracket off of there. Let's turn the wheel. There we go. There we go. Now we're off. Alright, what are you getting caught on? Get caught on the pulley. Oh. Yep. There we go. Oops, sorry. Best way I found is to shove it. It'll let you. No, it's got to go forward. Well, that went just as well as it should have. I hate taking these decks out. They never go as easy as they say it should. No, I'm an idiot because I forgot a step. There we go. Now the brackets are out of the way. Oh yeah, look at how dirty that is. Alright. That belt's seen better days, but it's actually not in bad shape. There's a belt on here. It's actually in good shape. Deck's not rusted. You have to see. This is what rusts out decks, leaving all this crap on here. Alright. Looks like they haven't been greased in a while. So we'll go ahead and grease everything up while we're at it. Alright. Let me go get the pressure washer set up. I'm going to get all this off of here, sweep it off the woods, and we'll set up, get the pressure washer going. So we'll be right back. Alright, everything's a lot cleaner, easier to deal with. I'm going to have to touch up some of these rough spots here. But for the most part, everything's a lot cleaner and easier to deal with now. Get the oil drained. Transmission is a lot cleaner now. I can actually work with that. Nice to have actual serviceable transmission. And same thing for this side. Nothing's rusted out. It's actually pretty decently thick steel, considering this is the time period when MTD took its biggest, Cub Cadet took its biggest hit on quality control. Can't say the same for the deck though. I mean, it's mostly solid. I mean, yeah, judging by that metal there, because that's fresh metal right there, it's not too bad of shape. We got some holes here, which I don't know if those are rust out holes or something else, because the metal is still thick there. I'm not seeing anything else. So what I'm going to probably do is repaint this deck. That way I don't have to worry about rust. I'll put a wire brush it down, rust conversion, and we'll grease. Belts are in good shape, so I'm not going to worry about new belts. We'll get everything greased up though, the way it should be. And aside from that, I mean, this thing's actually in pretty good shape. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wire brush everything down. Emery cloth, the paint that is on there, it's sticking pretty good, and then I'm going to repaint it all. I'll get a can of Cub Cadet yellow. Should only take a can or two to Cub Cadet yellow spray paint to get this back the way it should be. And then whatever's left over, I'll touch up everything on here. And then from there, we'll start changing fluids and all that. Drain this transmission, refill it. Engine should be pretty standard. So, yeah, we'll call it there for right now. Alright, so the deck's been patched for the most part, painted, belts put on, everything's been greased up. We got a grease fitting there. Top of that spindle too. Remember when spindles had grease fittings? Yeah, anyways. And there was another grease fitting right there for that, for the tensioner mechanism. We are pretty much ready, so I'm going to slide this back under the mower, and we're going to get the camera set up. And yes, I ideally understand this is not the greatest paint job I've ever done. This paint is like John Deere lawnmower paint. It flakes off in chunks. It's terrible, and the machine rusts instantly. I don't know what Cub Cadet and John Deere have in common, but they sure like to share their paint. That's for dang sure. So I didn't do the greatest paint job. This is a 38-inch cut deck. I don't plan on keeping it. They made decks, I think, 38, 42, 46, 54, and 60-inch available for this mower. And I think it shares the same deck as the zero turns that it appears to during that same era. That or I could fabricate a deck. I'm thinking about making a deck for this. We'll see. If I could find a rusted out 46-inch cut deck, I would like a 46-inch. Just because anything larger, 46-inch cut fits between several of my trees just fine. Anything more doesn't. I had a 54-inch mower before, and that didn't fit between a couple of my trees. And that was annoying because I had to go back in there to cut the grass in between the trees. So hopefully I can find a deck. Regardless, I'm kind of rambling. So I'm going to slide this back under, and I'm going to show you how to hook everything back up. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is cut the zip tie off of this. That way we can turn the wheel all the way over. Give myself space. Sorry about that. Alright, good. Alright, deck is on there now. Now we just gotta lower. Come on. Of course. Come on. Oh no. Huh. Oh, there it goes. Alright, let's get that lowered down. it goes. Now that'll be the fun part, is lining up these pins. So there's holes for these pins to go into. There it goes. There's one. Right. Yep. Alright, that's one. Second verse. Same as the first. Although this one looks like it actually did it without much effort. Nope, that's not in there. Oh, that's why. There it goes. Come on. "5 minutes, my butt." There it goes. Alright, sorry, this is probably the worst camera viewage I've ever put out. Here, I'll be right back. Alright, now that I got that debacle done, need both hands. We're going to take the tension off. And we're going to run the PTO belt back down. Let me see where I put that. Here it is. Oh, awesome. I love dropping stuff. Alright. This will be fun. Basically, this belt has to go around that top pulley there. And I wish there was my stand went low enough to show you all this easily. But I'm afraid it doesn't. Alright, so we're on there. And then it has to sneak on these two pulleys. One and two. Oh man, that has got to be some of the worst videoing I've ever done. Alright, so just want to make sure the belt is about where it needs to be. And then we'll tension it back up with this handle. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Oh, and that's it. We got the deck back on. Bring it all the way back up. And, whew, I made that way harder than it needed to be. Although, I'm sure it's a two-handed job, and I'm trying to do it one-handed because I don't have a tripod that goes low enough. I'm gonna hit the tire there. I guess not. Yeah, I mean, that's Cub Cadet yellow. It definitely is a little bit different shade against the frame there. You could definitely see it. Although, it's kind of more sun-baked at this point. Oop. But that should keep it from rusting for a while. We wire wheeled it, patched some of the holes up. The only thing I'm going to do extra at the end of the season is coat the bottom underneath the deck with used motor oil. So what do we got left on this mower? Really nothing else. I got to do an oil change the fuel filter. This mower's led a pretty easy life from what I could tell. Closes. So the transmission recommended a full fluid change at I think 450 hours. We're at like 350 hours right now. This thing's never really been worked hard in its life, so I'm going to do the recommended every 100 hours change the filter. No, I think it's every 50 hours change the filter, and add a quart of fluid in there to replace the fluid loss from changing out the filter. And we'll do the engine oil filter. I've already greased up the spindles and the wheel bearings on this, so they're good to go. Change the air filter, change fuel filter, and that should be good to go for mowing the lawn. Because I already got my other mower up for sale. I actually got a couple people coming later today for it. And we'll see how that all goes. So, bear with me. We'll get to the next part of this video and getting this mower ready for the season.